Chapter 9. Several days later, it's the festival of the Night of the Clouds, the sad day the goddess Eshet cried over the body of her murdered husband, the god Osiris, her tears falling in the Nile where they multiplied, causing the river to rise and fertilize the land. Once again, the Nile is rising. Akhet, the season of inundation, has begun. And today also marks the start of the new year. The people of Menfi, like all Egyptians, rich or poor, are celebrating. The royal palace stands on the highest ground in the city. From a clear-story window in the banqueting hall, I look down into the street. A pair of oxen covered in colorful blankets pulls a sled with a golden barge carrying the shrine that contains the sacred image of Eshet. The goddess's high priest heads the procession, waving a censer about. Small clouds of smoke rise in the air. The priests of Eshet's temple walk beside the barge and chanting, some scattering flowers. They're followed by a swarm of people, many carrying candles or torches. From my vantage point, the street looks like a stream of fire. I hear the laughter of children. They're in groups, using the white walls near the palace to play a game of shadows. Each group works together to cast the shadow of a different animal: a donkey, a snake, an elephant, and, best of all, a cat. There's also a vulture, which I like least. It reminds me of the sacred bed cover I destroyed. To erase the memory, I climb down and return to my place in the banqueting hall and resume enjoying the festivities. They started in the early afternoon, and by now the dancers' movements have slowed down. The musicians' hands are tired, the singers' voices but whispers. Yet no one seems to notice. Pretty servant girls keep pouring wine for guests already too drunk to appreciate its taste. But as much as the wine, it is the air, heavy with the scent of incense, lotus flowers, and perfumed oils, that keeps the guests inebriated. I begin to feel heavy in the belly, and my eyelids are fighting sleep. The pharaoh motions to me to follow him, and we retreat to the canopied roof above the royal bedchamber, where the cool breeze, like a gentle slap, revives me. The pharaoh, who seems as tired as I am, takes off the double crown of Egypt and carefully places it on a small table by one of the columns of lapis lazuli and sparkling gold that hold up the canopy. We sit and quietly enjoy the night's splendors, a full moon and a million stars. "Far away in time, Rappahamen," the pharaoh says, "when you gaze upon that star," he points to Sopdet, "remember these magic moments." "I will, forever and ever." We gaze at Sopdet in silence. "The heavens are made of iron," he says. "The gods are made of iron." "I thought it was gold." "No, it is iron. And you, Rappahamen, you are worth your weight in iron. Had I not met you, I would probably have wasted my life, consumed by sorrow. In the tomb, you were changed, and I have been changed as well. You have made me not only laugh again, but feel stronger, more confident. I am now ready to become the ruler Egypt deserves. My king, you have given me a gift more wonderful than any of Bastet's. I didn't know what it was at first. It rose slowly at first, then, like the waters of the Nile into a thirsty valley, it rushed into my heart. Happiness! The pharaoh caresses my head, his fingers gently pulling on my ears. I purr madly. Rappahamen, close your eyes. I feel the coolness of a chain around my neck and a weight upon my chest, and when I open my eyes and look down, I see the image of Eshet and Osiris and their child, Horus. The pharaoh has given me a small replica of his iron medallion. I'm about to thank him for his gift when he points below to the garden. I recognize who it is, even though his back is towards us. Why has the vizier left the festivities to lurk in the garden? I remove one of the juicy dates from the fruit pyramid conveniently placed on an ebony table near me. I chew on it till only the pit is left, grasp the parapet tightly, then inhale till my lungs are full. I take aim at the vizier's head and, with all the force I can muster, expel the pit. The vizier curses loudly, looks around, then up, only to see the pharaoh and me waving at him. Walking backwards, bowing, and massaging the back of his head, he dissolves into the shadows. The Pharaoh bursts out laughing, and I eat another date. Later that night, I am unable to fall asleep. The roast goose, the wine, the bread, the cakes, the roast gazelle, the watermelon, those 2 dates I ate on the balcony, all of it has to be digested. I feel a tingle at first, then a surge. Afraid of waking the Pharaoh, I crawl down from my place beside his right arm to his feet. Burp! The Pharaoh stirs. Happy New Year to you too, Rapahamen. I crawl back to my place and curl up. The singing and chanting from the street, like a lullaby, soothe me to sleep.